Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Fussell, and today we'll be jumping into Business 101, the purpose of business. This is for AQA GCSE level business studies. Okay, today is our first lesson, and we will begin now. So, what are the reasons for starting a business? So, reasons include to produce a good, e.g., Coca-Cola and Cadbury, to produce a service, e.g., Premier Inn and TalkTalk, to distribute products, e.g., Tesco and Asda, to benefit society, e.g., charities and social enterprises, to fill a gap in the market, e.g., opening a hair salon in a village where there is no other hair salon or hairdresser, and to fulfill a business opportunity. Okay. Goods and services. Goods are tangible items that can be used and stored. Businesses make goods and sell them to customers who then own them. This includes computers, food, clothes, lots and lots of things. Basically, anything that you buy that you then own is a good. Okay, so next up are services. Services are intangible actions that cannot be stored in a cupboard or anything. Businesses provide services to customers who have access to them for a period of time. Examples include hairdressing, train journeys, and internet access. So, if we talk about hairdressing, you're not buying the hairdresser and taking him home with you. What you're doing is you're going to the hairdressers, you're using their services to get your haircut, you pay them for their time, and you leave. Okay? This is the vital difference between a good and a service. Okay? Now let's talk about wants and needs. So, wants are things that people would like to have but can survive without. Wants are unlimited and might include things such as event tickets, designer accessories, holidays, laptops, and mobile phones, and cars. So, wants are, as you know, we just said, wants are items that are normally seen as luxury for most people, or bonus things, little extra things to make your life a little bit nicer, a little bit more luxurious. Okay, so that's what wants are. Then we go to stuff like needs. Needs are things required in order to survive. These life essential things include clothing, food, shelter, warmth, and water. So these are absolute necessities that every person will need and will require throughout their life in order to function and live through our society in a pleasant and functional manner. Okay, so that's needs. Needs are things that we definitely need to survive and function as people in our society, and wants are those extra things that make us feel good about ourselves, make us enjoy life more than we would without them. So now we go to the factors of production. There are four factors of production that a business needs to be able to produce their products or provide their services. These are land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Right? Okay, so land. This includes the physical land where the business is located and also the natural resources that a business might need. This includes non-renewable resources such as gas and oil, and renewable resources such as wind power. These are often scarce resources. Next, we have labor. This includes the staff needed by the business and the skills and qualifications they have. So labor is your staff, it's your workforce. These are the people that help your business function on a day-to-day level, whether that's selling your products, preparing your retail store, every process that involves the labor of one or more people falls under the labor category in the factors of production. Next, we have capital. This is the machinery and equipment needed by the business to make the products or provide their service. Okay, so This can be anything ranging from ovens, if you have a bakery, laptops, if you run some kind of online um, help service and you need your staff to be able to get online to respond to queries and anything like that. So they have their laptops available. Or if you're working in an office, you have computers, to do all your spreadsheets on. That's capital, okay? And finally, enterprise. This is the entrepreneur who takes a risk and creates the business using the other three factors of production. So the entrepreneur, this will be the owner, the person who starts the business in the first place. Okay, so this is the person that goes out, has an idea, goes out and finds some money to start their idea, whether that's from them saving up or going to the bank for a business loan. But the entrepreneur is the person who has the idea and starts the business. Okay, that's the enterprise. Now let's talk about something called opportunity cost. So an opportunity cost is something that is given up in order to do something else. So, for example, this could be when a business must choose between two different office locations. They will face opportunity costs for the location they do not choose. Another example is if a business has £5,000 and has to choose between using the money for a new advertising campaign or more training for its staff. They must weigh up the opportunity cost of picking one option over the other. So the opportunity cost is the thing that you are missing out on by choosing the other option. So if we were to have an example that may relate to yourself, let's say you're a person who is into gaming and your mum and dad are making you pick which console you would like for Christmas. Okay, so this could be the new Xbox, or this could be the new PlayStation, and you're having to decide which one you want. So the opportunity cost of picking the Xbox, for example, would be that you are not able to play any of the PlayStation exclusive games. So the opportunity cost of you choosing the Xbox is not being able to play any PlayStation exclusive games. Okay? Now, business sectors and business functions. Businesses can be split into different sectors depending on what they do. These sectors are primary, secondary, and tertiary. The primary sector. The primary sector is made up of businesses that produce or extract raw materials. This is the first stage of the production process and includes fishing, farming, and mining. The secondary sector. The next stage in the production process is the secondary sector. This makes and manufactures goods. They take the raw materials from the primary sector and turn them into finished goods. This often takes place in factories and include food manufacturers such as Heinz and car manufacturers such as BMW. Okay, so the secondary sector, those are the people that are making the goods that then go on to be sold. Okay, which brings us to the tertiary sector. This is the final stage in the production process. This sector provides services. This includes estate agents, hairdressers, restaurants. Now we're moving on to the business functions. So there are four main business functions that work together to make a business successful. These are marketing, operations, human resources, and finance. Okay, now let's move on to the characteristics of an entrepreneur. As discussed earlier, the entrepreneur is the person that goes and makes the business. They are the person who have the idea. He or she may come up with a brand new idea for a fantastic new sauce to go with chips, for example. Okay, so that person is having an amazing idea, and these are the characteristics that person must possess in order to take that idea from an idea to a functioning, profitable business. Okay, so number one, hard working. When starting a new business, it is essential to work long hours normally. The entrepreneur will also need to carry out a variety of tasks. You need to be able to adapt to your surroundings. At the very start, when it's just you starting a business, you need to be the person who's able to do anything, whether that's the finance department, whether that's marketing, whether that's creating your product from scratch. You need to be able to do all of that unless you're able to somehow hire people to help you with that in your early stages, which may cost you a good chunk of money, which you may not have at that point in time. You need to be organized. The entrepreneur will need to keep on top of all the day-to-day tasks as well as planning for the future. They will have to arrange all of the finances and meet deadlines. You are very, very under pressure when you're starting out as an entrepreneur. So you need to stay organized to help maintain a steady workflow and to maintain good business practices to get your idea from idea to creation. Innovative. The entrepreneur will have to keep coming up with new ideas to keep the customers happy. So, for example, if you create a brand new 4K 100-inch television that's only £200 miraculously, marketed towards families, then fantastic. But what happens when another company, picks up on that idea and the ways you went about it, and then they were able to do it for £199? Well, then you're going to have to come up with new features to make people want to come back to your business over theirs. And most importantly, as an entrepreneur, you need to be willing to take a risk. Starting a new business comes with a lot of risk. An entrepreneur has to be willing to risk money, time, and possibly give up their old or current job in order to pursue their entrepreneurial idea and business. Now, what are the objectives of an entrepreneur? Well, let's list them out. To be their own boss and have the independence and freedom to make their own decisions. To have more flexibility with their working hours. To follow an interest or hobby, such as opening a bookshop or a football memorabilia website. To increase their income and improve their quality of life. To fill a gap in the market. To escape a job they are unhappy with. To fulfill an ethical or social goal. Objectives can be split into two different types: financial and non-financial objectives. Financial objectives link to money, such as making profit, a certain amount of sales, or business survival. Non-financial objectives link to things other than money, such as personal satisfaction, challenge, or independence. And now I move to the dynamic nature of business. In order to understand what makes a business dynamic, it is necessary to understand the market in which the business or enterprise operates. All business environments change constantly and are impacted by several different national and international factors. The business environment can experience the following changes. Technological change. Businesses need to keep up with rapid changes in technology. This includes advertising methods, production, e-commerce, which is online selling, and m-commerce, which is sort of retail selling in person. Economic change. Economic factors can have a big impact on the success of a business. These include interest rates, inflation, and gross domestic product, otherwise known as GDP. Legal change. Businesses will be affected by new legislation. Changes to laws such as minimum wage may increase the costs of the business or affect the demand for the product, as workers and the general public now have more disposable income or less disposable income, making your product less desirable or even less affordable. Environmental expectations. Businesses must be aware of how strongly their customers feel about the environmental and other ethical issues. This will affect how they produce, package, and transport their products, as well as the resources they use. With that being said, guys, that is the end of today's lesson, the first lesson in our AQA expedition into the business GCSE. I hope everybody learned from this. Feel free to rewatch the video, skip to certain parts, or even ask me questions in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer them for you if there is any confusion on any part of the PowerPoint presentation that I've given here today. Okay, so with that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you in the next lesson.